What up, everybody? How are you all doing today? If you do not know who I am, my name is RJ. Today, we're going to be talking about astral projection and mental wandering and ways to develop within it. This week, we are starting a brand new course specifically for astral projection and mental wandering, and it's the practice and theory of it. And it's going to be a really, really beautiful course. We're going to be doing this for 10 weeks, and we're going to be revisiting this. Time after time and lots of additional content and stuff. What up, Jade? How are you doing? Um, so this astral projection course is going to be really, really fun. It's going to be amazing because there's tons of different benefits that you get from developing in this way. So it's not just astral projection, right? And if you've never astral projected before, your idea or concept of what astral projection is may differ from how you're going to experience it in reality. So there's different levels to it. One of the reasons why it's included with mental wandering because we're developing both of those skills at the same time. Being able to develop this skill, it manifests in a couple different ways. One, you learn how to literally place your awareness outside of your physical body, and it's really, really interesting, really, really powerful. And you can develop the skill to a very, very high degree in months. And this is why it's a 10-week course. Because we're starting with the basics in the practice, so you can develop your mind, so you can develop a certain level of stillness and equanimity, get to understand your mental body and the separation between your mental body and your astral body, and then your astral body from your physical body, and how to branch your awareness outside of your physical bodily perceptions and working through that. So we start with that. And then, we are going to cover, why do you want to astral project? Why would you want to be able to mental wander? What benefits do you get from it? Because for me, I don't think it's wise to develop any spiritual powers or abilities if you don't understand like the benefit of why you want to do it. Like, okay, cool, it sounds cool. I want to, do whatever, but how do you truly benefit from astral projecting or mental wandering? Number one, your ability to tune your mind into a specific realm, into a specific astral space, your ability to become that space and to equalize with these different energies, it affects the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. Your mind literally vibrationally matches those energies, and all of these things that are astral, they have an effect on us. They have an imprint on our perceptions, on our thoughts, on our subconscious resonances. So being able to do this and being able to consciously enter into a specific astral space allows you to get that equalization where the negative aspects of it, you begin to understand more, and you begin to get to the point where your mind dominates that frequency, or that realm, those energies become submissive to your mind. And it's a very, very powerful thing. And that's why you want to develop in astral projection, not just go, I want to go see these cool things and stuff, and anything like that, is so you can equalize with it, and your ascension could be, at a much higher quality. If you guys have any questions about this, feel free, ask. I want to get really deep into this. For those of you that's in here, have you astral projected before? And there's different types of astral projection. You can project your awareness and your consciousness into a realm, and it'll be as if you are, the light of your mind is its own individual consciousness within this sea of chi or this astral space, or you can expand it externally and your mind becomes the astral space around you, and you can move in and out of different realms and at will and experience that space externally, bridging into your physical environment. And that's a very high level skill. But we're going to cover exactly how you do it step by step. And there's different ways to activate it. There's different ways to train it. Tons of different benefits that come from it. Number one, your mind becomes very, very powerful. It becomes very, very efficient. It becomes very flexible. Your ability to look at things becomes very, very powerful. Your ability to expand space on different things and to see things from different perspectives begins to grow into levels in which you have to experience firsthand to really, really understand. And this is the primary goal of doing these types of practices. It's a very, very cool thing, when you start understanding, astral projection, understanding mental wandering and things like that, and getting to know your own astral body and your own astral energies. It's very, very important because this is what gives you your physical experience, all of these energies that you resonate with. That's part of your astral body. It's part of your mind substance. Being able to recognize these and to expand space on these and to enter into different astral spaces and equalize with it gives you a much higher quality of life and a much higher quality of just existence and ascension. And it's very, very powerful. So how do y'all feel about this? Once again, have you practiced astral projection? There's tons of different ways. A lot of people look at like the Hemi-Sync tapes by the Moreau Institute and stuff like that. And it's ways that you can develop it a lot easier and quicker without going through the whole thing, and more safely than going that way. And this is what we're going to be covering. But super duper powerful to be able to do this, and we're starting from the ground up. So once again, if anybody's interested, check out the link in the bio. This course is going to start this Saturday at 9 a.m. We're going to meet about an hour, maybe go a little bit over. But every Saturday at 9 a.m. for the next 10 weeks. And I promise you, at the end of this, if you are practicing correctly, you will gain a very high level of awareness and ability to enter into astral spaces and to understand the astral. So I've had lucid dreams, but not astral. That's the beginning steps of it. And I don't know if you're thinking about joining this or whatever, but, for the people that have, and, you can even look at some of the students that I've had, like literally over the past few weeks, those lucid dreams have been very, very strong because your mind, your spirit is preparing for the training and stuff that you're going to be doing just naturally. So it started with lucid dreaming at age 7, progressed into some called AP, did tons of experiments. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. One of the things that I've seen a lot, and feel free to share your experiences, right? A lot of people, and I love your name too, by the way, Scarface, I do. A lot of people don't really understand the lawfulness of the astral, right? You can only enter into spaces that you are vibrational matched to. And this is why when we come across, people who identify as being, psychics and things like that, if they're in like more dualistic mind states, they're going to experience all the dualism of the astral realms that they're a vibrational match to. So these are the people you come across that are always like, there's a war going on in the astral, and all this negative stuff is happening because that's where their astral body is in resonance with, and that's what they experience. Doesn't mean it's going to manifest physically. That's just what they are sensitive to, because those are the realms in which they are capable of perceiving and interacting with. The lower astral realms are all realms of delusion, and this is where ascension comes in and understanding the spiritual hierarchy. Greetings, user 948981158. I'm not gonna say the whole thing. It gets really, really deep, right? So, understanding the vibrational scale. Understanding what you are a vibrational match to, understanding the limitations of the level that you're in so you can transcend those and ascend up into the higher realms. Everything within the astral is not real. It's not manifested yet. The lower realms, the lower dualistic astral realms, are literally realms of duality and delusion. It's literally not real. And this is why you see people who are really, really highly spiritual. They may know a lot about spiritual things or whatever, but they're still stuck in those lower delusional realms because that energy, the beings, the consciousness of those lower realms are, reaffirming their delusions. They're in those realms. They experience what they share. To them it's their truth, but they're literally the realms of delusion. It's not based off of reality. It's those lower levels, and the goal is to equalize with those and to move up into higher levels. But you can only experience what you are vibrational matched to, and this is where we get into the steps of purifying your chi. What up, Tasha? I'm going to go to some of these comments, and feel free to ask questions about this. I want to get really deep on this idea and concept, because a lot of people don't fully understand it, and this is why I'm teaching this course, so people can fully understand, what the practice and theory of astral projection truly is. Not, oh, okay, I'm just learning how to do this thing so I can see cool stuff, and you can do that. You're going to waste a lot of time and energy if you don't understand what the benefits are of doing it. If you're not doing it efficiently, effectively, if you're not using it for, what it truly is in essence. And this is why we're having this conversation. This is why I'm doing this course. And, feel free to drop your experiences, your comments and everything else. And we'll talk about it. Says Ripple Horizon, says people talk about actually meeting and teaching each other in the astral. Is that possible? That's very possible. Very, very possible. There's people that have visited me in the astral and vice versa. There's all types of different things that you can do. You can even go from dreaming in the lucid dream into full-blown astral projection. To enter into that state, when we're in that theta state, when we sleep naturally, our mental and astral matrix, which is the magnetic fluid that binds your spirit to your soul and your soul to your physical body, it neutralizes, so your mind becomes free. And most of the time when we dream, we just slip into our subconscious mind, or we might slip into a realm, that we were just like subconsciously working through or whatever. And that's what we experience in our dreams. But being able to consciously develop awareness, and for you to ground your awareness in your mental body as you begin to demagnetize or separate your mental and astral matrix, gives you the freedom to develop high level astral projection skill, and you can do it at will. So this is what we're covering in this course. It's along the same lines of being able to develop high levels of mental wandering, which is not exactly the same as astral projection. Mental wandering is your ability to just leave your body, for you to move your mental body out of your physical body and in the physical and look around. So that's what we're doing, and it's outside of your physical perceptions and physical body chemistry. And for anybody that's interested in this, I'm like 7 comments down, so I'm going to scroll up in a second. Feel free, once again, share your questions, your experiences. But we're going to get deep on this. We're going to get really, really deep on this. For those of you who are interested, check out the link in the bio. This Saturday, we are starting a new course, and it is literally the practice and theory of astral projection and mental wandering. It's a 10-week course. You will have lifetime access to it. We have group Zoom meetings Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and there'll be tons of additional content. And I'll just continue, to add different practices and theory and different ways you can elevate your awareness. But you can master this in a few weeks. And that's why it's 10 weeks. And in 2 months, you should be able to have a very high level of success of being able just to mental wander, being able to just, tune in and astral project. And that's the goal here. So if you're interested, check out the link in the bio. For anybody that's been in the course before, in the Master Key course, in the Hermetics course, in the Awaken Your Inner Genius course, there's a coupon code that you get 33% off of the course. You can message me for that, but that's why I'm here. And I'm like 14 comments away, so I'm going to scroll down. It says, and we do this for, that's a perfect question. So this is one of the things that, this is one of the primary reasons I'm sharing this, and hey, Lisa, is because people don't fully understand the benefits that you can get from this. One, you're developing the plasticity of your mind's ability to look at things from different perspectives and to equalize with different levels of energy within the astral. Your astral body is what gives you your experience. When things manifest, it manifests mentally, astrally, and then physically. It's law of manifestation. From the mental realm into the astral into the physical. Everything that manifests in the physical realm first is an astral thing before it becomes physical. being able to astral project and put your mind into different astral spaces, your mind begins to equalize with these astral spaces and vibrationally match it. So you begin to understand, all these different aspects, and your mind becomes very, very flexible. And your ability to, once again, see things from different perspectives, to gain a type of immunity from different astral things, and to understand all these different layers. And that's the goal. And when it comes to, it says inner alchemy is essential. Would you discuss this while astral projecting? Yes, I teach inner alchemy. I teach hermetic alchemy, and I've been teaching it for years. And it's a huge, benefit having that understanding how to do it safely, understanding, once again, why do you want to do this? Because if you're just doing it just to do it and just like, oh, I'm just learning to astral project and don't have a goal or intention, you're literally going to waste a lot of time just having cool experiences. And that's cool, but the whole, 10 years you're astral projecting and you're just having cool experiences, you could have developed yourself in ways in which, average people couldn't even fathom. So understanding, once again, the practice and the theory of astral projection, what's actually happening, getting a clean separation between your mental body, your astral body, and being able to purify your astral body while doing these practices gives you the ability to, completely enrich your life and the lives of the people around you in ways in which you have to experience firsthand to fully get. And it's really, really beautiful. Like I said, your mind becomes very powerful. And if you understand the ascension benefits from it, when the different astral spaces and realms become completely submissive to your mind, then, like I said, that's part of ascension. It's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. It says, interesting to notice others and similar experiences. Also discover how fundamental hermetics is. Yeah, understanding, universal law. Our sciences are based off of hermetic knowledge. That's why they're called hermetic sciences. Like, all of them, math, astrology, astronomy, chemistry is a science of Kemet. It's literally, these are all hermetic sciences. Whole civilizations were founded upon these principles and understanding. Reality, and the understanding of metaphysics is a hermetic science. So combining this level of conscious awareness and actually going through the practice gives you, light years of information and benefit on how to practice correctly, and learning with a group. So this is one of the benefits of having this group practice, and being able to do this together is very, very powerful, because everybody gets it's a subconscious transmission of how to practice correctly for your own benefit. That goes through the group, and the power of the group. The weakest person gets, lifted up by the strongest person, and then everybody literally just, everybody's energy just builds and builds and builds, and everybody gets a huge amount of benefit and gain when they're going through this development. One of the coolest things about doing this type of work, especially when we're dealing in the realms of hermetics, is that, your spirit prepares you for it. Your spirit prepares you for what's to come. And, once again, a lot of people that's already in the course and things like that, last couple of weeks have been crazy, especially those of you that's in the Kabbalah course. It's been nonstop lucid dreams, like 6, 7, 8 lucid dreams all in one night, fully aware. Mental body is like literally, okay, cool. Let's go. We got this. And this, subconscious programming of your karmic stream begins to activate, and your spirit begins to literally guide you through the process. And that's one of my biggest things that I teach in the hermetic courses, is how do you activate the spirit, your spirit senses. So your spirit is literally guiding you through the process. So your ascension and your growth becomes this kind of, autopilot thing in which you become aware of karma. You begin to see, these are the things that's in resonance with my path, and things just kind of like just start to activate. And it's a very, very, very beautiful process. And, even going through this astral projection course, you will be able to see that on a really, really deep level. Your physical experience will mirror, the benefit that you're getting when you tune into, cool, this is what I'm doing. Cool, I got this, I'm a master of this. And your spirit will literally guide you through the process as we begin to go through the practice and theory and doing the meditations and becoming more aware of the mental, astral, physical bodies, the mental and astral matrices, how to neutralize them and demagnetize, and how to move your awareness into really summon the different levels of willpower that you have to master and able to, to enable you to be able to just leave the physical body or to enter into an astral space. So this is what we're working with. Once again, if anybody has any questions, drop them in the comments. Feel free to tap the screen. Let's see how many people we can get in here. I'm an open book about literally everything that I'm sharing. Once again, if you're interested in joining in the course, check out the link in the bio. We're starting this Saturday, 9 a.m. If you are unable to attend any of the Zoom meetings, you'll have access to all the videos. There's a whole video library that's going to, for this one, it'll probably be close to, I don't know, like 50 videos, at least over the next 10 weeks. We're going to include each one of the Zoom meetings. They're going to be recorded. You have full lifetime access to that, as well as additional videos that are going to have additional meditations and practices and Qigong, inner alchemy practices that can help elevate your awareness and your ability to master astral projection and mental wandering. So once again, if you're interested, check out the link in the bio. It is the Astral Projection Master Class, and it's a 10-week course, and once again, you get lifetime access to it. And I'll probably have this a couple times over the next couple years. So not only do you get the content now and all the additional stuff, but you'll have lifetime access to it, as well as like continued support along with it. And it's a beautiful process to be able to do this. It says, indeed, Hermetic understanding has been one of the most impactful things to touch my life. Same. For sure. Lisa says, I remember I had a dream a while back this morning, like I re-dreamt it almost while awake, like deja vu. Yeah. Says, how much synchronicity do you experience in your day-to-day life? Everything is synchronistic. When you're a hermeticist, it's just an everyday part of life. It's not it's not like, oh my God, there's angel numbers there, or there's angel numbers. No, every aspect. The angel numbers is like beginner stuff. And when you begin to have synchronicities, it's a synchronicity of the three bodies, and there's different levels to it. There's completely different levels to it. There's synchronicities and levels in which, I've been teaching this Hermetics course for a very, very long time. And we'll have, group Zoom meetings, and I'll share, oh, this is what happened, today. And then 3-4 people, oh yeah, I did that same exact thing. And everything literally synchronizes. Or you'll get to the point where, cool, I'm looking for a new camera in order for me to do this specific thing, and then you end up going into a space that you've never been into, and you see that camera in the window of a shop, and it's 50% off of where you would have ever seen it anywhere else, and you got more than enough money to buy it, and it's there. Like, the synchronicities are just outrageous, and it's an everyday expectation. It's not like, oh wow, it's really, really interesting to be able to have that level of experience, and everybody can have this, but understanding how to synchronize and how to develop this level of synchronization and aligning the three bodies for a specific thing, that's what we're developing, and you'll get a lot of that understanding in the course too, because I'm sharing a lot of the Hermetic knowledge and practices too, because those are really quick ways to enhance and to accelerate your growth, your learning, your subconscious synchronization between the three bodies. And you need to understand and be sensitive to the three bodies and how they affect your thoughts, feelings, actions, and being able to separate them is key. But the benefits from this, it affects every aspect of your life. Your ability to see truth, your ability to have complete control over your karma, to understand the spiritual side of life in ways in which you can only understand through personal experience. Not from somebody's book or somebody else's experience, or, it's things that you can only understand through experience. You have to experience it in the spirit, not through the intellect, not through a lecture, not through some guru, teacher, or anything like that. You have to be able to experience it and touch it. Develop your spirit senses, develop your ability to enter into different realms, develop the strength of your mind, of your spirit, so you can have that experience, and it changes you. and develops you in ways that you can't get otherwise. And this is why I teach and share this information, so you can have that benefit, and you can share that benefit with the people you love and the people who you seek to, give that benefit to. So once again, if you're interested, check out the link in the bio. We're going to, we're going to go really deep still. Somebody said I recently moved to Germany, and we're going to ask in regards to the time difference. Listen, I got students in Ireland and London, some in Australia, like all over the world. I've had people in Thailand, China, like all over the world. And like I said, you get access to the group Zoom meetings. You can join them. There's Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. for the next 10 weeks starting this Saturday. But you also get the recordings of those and all the additional content, and you'll have lifelong access to that. We also have an app in which you can download, and you'll get, direct access to the video libraries. You can book and get the Zoom link in meetings and stuff from the app and everything else. And you'll get notifications and stuff from the actual app. And it's very, very beautiful process to be able to do that. It says, is this course separate from the level 1 and level 2? Yes, it is. This is something that's completely different for the next year or so, right? So for the past year, I've been doing about 2 Zoom meetings every week, for about a year and a half or so. I've narrowed that down to 1 Zoom meeting for the Master Key course, and Saturdays now are going to be dedicated for specialized training on specific skills. And, we just did the Awakening Your Inner Genius course, and that's available for anybody. You can access all those videos and stuff too for like a much cheaper price, since we're not doing the actual Zoom meetings right now, but we're going to pick that up. So if you join, you get lifetime access to all that and additional content, and we'll pick that back up in the future. So it's Awakening Your Inner Genius, and this Saturday we're starting specifically on astral projection and mental wandering. After this, I think we'll go super deep into clairvoyance, and then like some of the other skills and stuff too. And like I said, this next 10 weeks is going to be solely based off of astral projection in our Saturday classes. So that's kind of how I'm doing this for about the next year or so. There's tons of different metaphysical skills that you can develop, and having this level of understanding and awareness and connection, and even high level practitioners in a group practicing together, the benefit that you get is mind blowing. It's very, very powerful. And I'm really grateful to hold this space, and because I get a benefit from it too. Not only am I being, a conduit to be able to give this information, but my level of understanding and experience matches all the students that come for that information and for those experiences. So it's a reciprocated, exchange of energy, and it's a very, very beautiful thing. And, my goal is to get you to the point where you can get the same. It's very, very beautiful. Thank you. I moved right before your Sedona retreat, and I lived in Vegas. Oh, dang. Well, enjoy Germany. If you want to join us in the Zoom meetings and in the course or whatever, like I said, check out the link in the bio. So by the way, much love and gratitude for doing what you do. You're teaching people how to navigate is needed. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It says, Big Bertha, what's up? If everything is divinely orchestrated, to what extent does free will exist? So that is the divine paradox, right? So everything synchronizes, everything has a type of karma. And the way that I usually look at it is, you remember those one little toys that have like all the little pins in it? You put your hand on it, it leaves an imprint of your hand, right? So within that free will, your free will affects the entire whole. It's not separate from it. So when everything is revolving and interacting in this like oneness organism, it affects everything. Yes, you have free will. You can choose to do whatever you want to. But once again, the karma that is attached to everything else. So everything is cause and effect. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is a result of causation. Nothing exists just because it doesn't need to exist. Everything exists through desire. Some people call it love, right? But everything exists for a reason. Everything. There's nothing in all of creation that does not exist for a reason. So within your free will, as you begin to create and experience this reality, and then to experience higher realities, it's all connected. 100% of it is connected. So every thought, feeling, action affects the whole, And free will comes into play, in this divine orchestra, for you to learn. You do something that has negative karma, boom, you'll get that wave of energy that you sent out. It will come back, negatively in some way, and you learn from it. Oh, well, I know not to do that, and everything, it affects and ripples out through the ether and affects everything. But you have the ability to pick and choose what you want to do. Learning hermetics, learning how to develop your mind and your spirit, and to synchronize the three bodies, separate the three bodies, to understand metaphysics from the hermetics point of view, gives you much deeper levels of freedom over your karma, over your literal destiny throughout time and space, because you become very aware of it, how to navigate it and how to affect it in ways that you have to, once again, experience firsthand to fully comprehend. And it's very, very beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. So yeah, so Sedona was amazing. Downloads and nuggets galore. I teach this. I teach these courses. I hold these retreats and stuff like that. And once again, understanding hermetics, understanding your own divine nature, your own Akashic nature and blueprint, we get this activation of certain parts of our spirit, parts of our awareness, where we're literally, begin to perceive things from different levels. Coming in person, like the Sedona retreats are super duper magical. One, you're in Sedona. Sedona has a huge Akashic resonance. You don't even have to be clairvoyant to see all the spirits of everything that's around you. There's whole books written on being able to see the spirits in the mountains and the faces within the mountains and stuff like that. But if you're slightly clairvoyant, you just look in the sky, you can see all the air spirits, you can see all of these other aspects that are there. So going to spaces like that, it's a place of power. Just naturally being in that environment, even if you don't fully understand the environment or have equalized with it or can, work with it to the highest degree, just being in that environment, you get a huge amount of benefit and freedom within your spirit. A lot of your universal, more cosmic levels of consciousness begin to flow within your field because it's so released and has that very, very strong Akashic resonance that's there. So I do a lot of my workshops and retreats there. When we do the workshops and retreats, primarily I do them during cosmic synchronicity. So it'll be full moon, eclipse, it'll be a very, very, powerful time. So not only are we going to a very powerful place, we're going to be doing very, very powerful practices during a very, very powerful time. So we get this type of cosmic synchronistic thing with a lot of high level practitioners coming together. So the benefit that you get from being there is unimaginable. And it stretches throughout time and space. It's a literal thing. So not only do you get immediate benefit, but even the months after being there, you'll literally see, oh, wow, things start to synchronize more and more. That's what he was talking about. Now it hit a certain critical mass in that energy, and I can see it in my physical experience as a manifestation. And like I said, the benefit of having those workshops and retreats there is mind blowing. Like, not only do you leave a changed person, following that experience, you just are building and building and building. And it's a part of your spirit that begins to wake up and guide you. Your own inner guidance begins to go to a whole different level. Says I see faces and everything. So being able to see faces and everything, I forgot the name, Periella or whatever the heck they call it, whatever the way the Muggle scientific explanation of it. Oh, I see a face and everything, So it's levels of consciousness, right? And it's levels of consciousness that you are a vibrational match to. The physical realm is not real. It's roughly physical. When you experience spirits or, any type of, other beings within your physical experience, these are a vibrational match to your mental and astral body. It's not what is inherently there that everybody can perceive. It's something that you are a vibrational match to. It's part of your field of resonance. That's what we experience, and that's why the physical realm is roughly physical. This is also why people, pareidolia, this is why people live in completely different realms. We inhabit the same roughly physical space, but your mental experience, your astral experience, your physical experience will be vastly different than somebody who literally grew up next to you. Some people are literally living in hell because that's what they're a vibrational match to. Some people live a life full of magic and abundance, and that's what they experience. Some people see demons everywhere they go because they are a vibrational match to lower dualistic hellish realms, and they are seeing, the realms that they vibrate with, the things that are part of their field. So when we see faces, when we see these different levels of consciousness, that's exactly what it is. It's consciousness. But because the way that reality works, you only have access to things that you are a vibrational match to, and that is law. Even if you're doing invocations, if you're doing deity yoga, if you're connecting with any level of consciousness, you can only connect to that consciousness, whatever it is, to the level in which you are aware of, what you are a vibrational match to. If you have very bad habits and, lots of dualistic energies and stuff like that, that is the level in which you will be interacting with anything, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Elohim, Jehovah, whatever aspect of God, Isis, whatever it is, you're not going to be experiencing the totality or actual light and consciousness of that being. You're going to experience the level of that being that you're a vibrational match to. That's how the astral functions and works. The goal in true hermetics and ascension and in Kabbalah is to purify your chi, develop your mind so you can touch and access the highest frequencies of light, non-dual light, and enter into nirvana, and then you can interact with the pure levels of consciousness that you seek to equalize with, so you can learn and equalize those parts of who and what you are. But it's very important to understand the metaphysics of it, to have a clean and concise way of developing when it comes to this, so you can have a very, very, high quality experience when you're doing these types of practices. Lots of people don't fully understand this, because it's not really taught. A lot of things that people share are, cultural projections of their spiritual beliefs and things like that. And just because a culture has been doing it for thousands of years does not mean it's true. Just because there are books written on it does not mean it's true. Just because somebody with millions of followers just says it over and over and over, and they put them on Gaia or anything, does not mean it's true. Does not mean it's true. But if you take it as a truth, that's what your vibrational mastery, that's what you're going to experience, whether it's a delusion or not. So it's very important that, we're able to share this and to develop and understand the lawfulness and metaphysics of what's happening, so you can see higher levels of truth. Spiritual growth is all based off of truth. And you're gaining higher perspectives, higher levels of awareness, so you can see higher truths. And that's the goal. That's what it means to grow spiritually. If you want to experience the totality and objective truth, you have to release and let go of everything that you believe that you know, because that's the only way to do it. Everything, your rituals, the things that got you to where you are now, you have to be able to release and let go of it so your mind can raise up to the next level. Everything that we learn within magical traditions and inner alchemy and everything else, these are tools to purify your chi, Diane. You asked me about that. These are tools to purify your chi, all the universal ones anyway. And once you get that level of purification, you have the ability to let go of the things that's clinging to your mind astrally, and you can get this raise in consciousness and awareness through your mental body, through your spirit, so you can see things from higher perspectives. You can kind of think about your past, right? We just passed the election and stuff like that. People who are in the political realms all live in delusional life. Completely delusional people, and not saying it's not a thing. It's a thing. But when you live in those realms, you're going to experience the delusion and karma that comes with that level of experience. I used to be there. People used to ask me if I want to be a politician all the time. Oh, you should join the city council or run for mayor. No, don't care to be a part of that at all. But it's karma that comes with it. And that realm is delusional, completely delusional. If everything is connected, if everything is connected, your ability to gangbang, even in a political sense, red versus blue, black versus white, good versus evil, angels versus demons, you're separating yourself from the whole, and you will never be able to see the totality of whatever it is that you are separating, whatever it is. Because you have this subconscious block, and nothing in you mentally, astrally, or physically is going to even identify with the totality of the truth. You're going to see it from one side, no matter what. You cannot see things in the totality or in a holistic, whole way or be holy if you are in these dualistic realms. And this is how reality works. And all the dualistic realms are realms of delusion. They are not real. You will not be able to see the totality of anything from a state of duality. Now, does dualistic things, like, do they exist? Of course. You have a physical body. You live in a dual realm, and this is part of being a human. But your ability to develop your spirit and your astral body and develop equanimity, so the duality of the physical realm does not rule you and dictate your karma or your perceptions or your fate, even spiritually throughout time and space. That's what you're developing. So you can see higher levels of truth and not cling to different delusions in which people project, in which cultures project, religions, somebody said TV, other books project delusions. And if you stick to it and say, oh, this is just it 100%, then you're going to be missing the totality of what is, essentially. It says leaders babble the most to prove they know one right way. There is no one right way. There isn't. No philosophies are true. These are ways to tune into a specific truth or a way to develop yourself to relate to something that is infinite. This is how we experience our reality. It is literally infinite. There are an infinite amount of ways for you to develop yourself, to grow, to ascend, to become God again, and to see the essence of your spirit. There is an infinite way to do it. And you resonate with, what works for you. And there's a lot of stuff out there is very limited. Not everybody understands, how to develop equanimity. Equanimity is the gateway to nirvana, the ability for you to experience the oneness of all of creation. Nirvana is the release of attachments, aversions, and delusions. It's literally all the astral and mental stickiness that binds to the light of your spirit that gives you your experience. You can think of your mind as light. Consciousness is light. That's why so many traditions say that everything is energy, or I am a being of energy, or everything is light. I'm a being of light. Your mind, substance, your spirit is essentially a star. It is a projector and a receiver. All the things that's binding to the light of your mind is what gives you your experience. This is how you experience reality. There's a part of you that has to identify with everything in order for you to have a sensory perception of it, and you only see what you label and what you believe. This is why there's plenty of studies. If you've never have conceptualized a certain thing, you'll never see it. You can travel down the same street every day for 5 years, but if you don't understand what civil engineering is, and the civil engineer is the one that programmed these lights, you're never going to see, oh, there's a dumbass civil engineer that programmed this light to, activate in 1 second instead of 3. That concept will never cross your awareness. You only see what you have labeled and believed. This is how we experience our reality. So your ability to release these labels, develop equanimity, and to literally release the things that's clinging to your mind and to your labeling system gives you the ability to see things more on a clean, energetic level. It frees up your mind and your spirit. So, when you're in spirit and pure consciousness, everything is consciousness. You're one with it. So you know it on a universal level. It's what universal consciousness is. Your mind becomes infinite. It doesn't become contracted and stuck to these lower realms and identities and energies and stuff like that kind of contract your mind and give you a limited perspective. You cannot experience the totality of infinity if you have a concept of something that's infinite. You cannot put words to it. You cannot and this is the paradox. This is the paradox when it comes to universal consciousness and developing yourself in this way. Your ability to let go of what you believe things to be is what leads to enlightenment. That's what leads to enlightenment, is your ability to see things as they are and to forget everything that you know. The intellect will stop you from achieving very, very, very high levels of life. when we're developing ourselves. This is why I teach Hermetics. In Hermetics, and the way I teach them and my system, you're developing the intuition, you're developing the spirit. So your spirit guides you, and you're understanding the metaphysics of it and understanding the practices of how to develop it. So your spirit guides you. This is the most liberating thing you could possibly do, not the intellect. We learn things intellectually so we can have a literal aha moment, right? A literal synapsis where our neurons are firing and making new neurological, connections from what we know intuitively. So this is why we want to stimulate the intellect so we can have a bridge to understand the things that we know in spirit, because it creates a type of resonance. But even those bridges of things that we learn, intellectually, the spirit knows the truth of it. You can look at people as a reference. Yeah, you cannot intellectualize something that's a product of the spirit. You can try to conceptualize it. You can put words to it. There's no way that you can experience it through the intellect, all the higher spiritual levels of understanding. So, it's the finger pointing at the moon. Everybody looks at the finger. Nobody looks at the moon. They're looking at the description, right? And this is what Dharma is. If you've ever studied Buddhism, when they talk about Dharma and universal law, you can only experience Dharma. We can have talks on Dharma, and everybody's going to give their different perspective on what this Dharma teaching is, because it's a product of the spirit and it's universal. And everybody has a different perception of it, because that's how universal knowledge functions. No two people are going to have the same perception of it. It's universal. And this is how all the higher spiritual levels of understanding function. So we gain an intellectual understanding, and through all the, the universal magical traditions and stuff like that, there's systems and initiations to initiate yourself into being able to see things from that higher level where your spirit kind of guides you through it. So you can experience things in spirit, not through the intellect, but you have the intellectual bridges on how to get there. In Buddhism, it's called developing the Bodhi mind. Developing the level of awareness in which, you release your idea of what something is so you can see it closer to what it truly is and experience it firsthand, but you can't bring it into form. Things that are formless, things written within the Akasha, or within light, you cannot put words to it. Any word, any description that you put to it will limit what it actually is. And it's very, very hard to bring it into form. Now, lower things that are astral, yeah, you put words to it. It's right outside the physical. And you have a bridge, that consciousness, that experience is bridging into the physical, so you can put more words to it and people can have that experience, pretty quickly. When I explain energy, and we're talking about the different levels of vibration and energy, when you're developing your awareness of vital energy, boom, people feel vital energy right away. It's right outside the physical. It's very easy. Okay, cool. It feels like this. Tune your hands, your body chemistry, your joints, and tune in this way. And boom, you have access to the vital layer because you express it physically. We can describe it. You can interact with it, and it's there. Now, once we start talking about the different layers in the astral, you start losing people. You go up higher into the mental, you start losing people even more. Start talking about Akasha. What can you say about Akasha? And your experiences within the Akasha and working with the Akasha. Anything that you put a word to within the Akasha, there's not much that people can translate, no matter how we try to describe it. It's like, the way I always describe it is like, it's like giving somebody what an orange tastes like. You can describe it, but you cannot give somebody what an orange tastes like intellectually. You can use all the adjectives in the world, but you cannot give them what an orange tastes like. You taste an orange. Right? And this is how all the higher spiritual knowledge functions. It says, can anyone access the Akashic records? Yes, but the bridges in which you build and the ones that you're a vibrational match to, that's the information you're going to get. Everybody has an Akashic body. Everybody is everything, and all the creation is vibrating through every level of creation. But your level of awareness and the concentration and your mental spiritual strength is what allows you to have access to the different layers of reality and the spiritual hierarchy. And that's where training comes in, to develop awareness of that. And the more grounded you are within the Akasha, that's a sign of your literal rank in all of reality. The more grounded you are, and the more of God you literally become. It's a reflection of your literal spiritual rank. People who have no concentration and who are completely regulated by, projections and the vibrations and things of their environment, of other people talking, of social media, of whatever it is, you'll get ignored spiritually. If you ever use a Ouija board and you were a child or whatever and you got answers and stuff like that, nothing's going to give you a direct answer because you're a child. You ain't got no concentration. Your mind is all over the place. You can't, enter into samadhi on a specific frequency or whatever. You kind of just get ignored, or some weird trickster spirit or whatever just start answering you, and all that weird type of stuff. But as you develop yourself, once again, this is a reflection of where you're at in the spiritual hierarchy. The more stillness you cultivate in your mind and your emotions, specifically your mind and your spirit, the more grounded you are in the Akasha. Somebody said, I could see the faces and stuff like that. You have a level of concentration, and you can see the vibrations on that layer in which you are still in relation to. Because everything's vibrating, but if you're not still in relation to a certain level of vibration, you can't be sensitive to it. If you don't understand, we talk about inner alchemy. We ain't got to go that deep. If you don't understand emotional intelligence, when your mind and your emotions become still in relation to the stuff that you're blind to, your shadows, oh, wow, I understand it. You start seeing it everywhere. You equalize with it. Your mind is still in relationship to it. You're not regulated by that frequency and vibration, so you see it for what it is. This is how the entire spiritual hierarchy functions. So when we're developing equanimity, you're developing the ability for your mind and your astral body to be still in relation to the entire spiritual hierarchy. As you begin to raise up this vibrational scale, everything below your level of awareness becomes submissive to your mind. You are still in relationship to it. You begin to see and understand universal law, how creation functions, how these energies affect your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, other people, the karmic stream in which you engage in. This is what ascension is. And there's different ways to achieve it. And what I teach is, to me, from everything I've experienced, from every tradition, every facilitator, is the quickest and most efficient way to do it. And this is why I teach what I teach. This is why I share what I share, so you can become your own teacher. The essence of your spirit is a vibrational match to God, universal consciousness. And you have access to it. And everything I teach is, this is how you do it. Metaphysically, step by step, boom, and it'll help you do it with you. In the beginning, yeah, I'm your teacher, whatever. But once you get to a certain level, now I'm your friend. We can practice together. And that's the goal. That's why I teach these courses. That's why I share what I share. That's why I do what I do. This is my path of service. He says, how do I activate my third eye, bro? I mean, there's different levels to it. You can activate your third eye. Your third eye is already active. You just got to shut off. You have to develop a level of concentration in order for you to see things as they are, because it's all there. The way our minds work, the way our spirits work, is we pick and choose the bits and data that we perceive. We're constantly being bombarded by 50 million bits of data every single time, but your mind literally picks out 40 bits of that data to stream to you every moment. So you can pick and choose that, You can pick and choose and program, how to have access to it. The quickest ways to activate, higher spiritual awareness is through polarity. This is why you have the experience that you have. What up, Daghead? This is why your life has been what it is. Every trial and tribulation and things that you went through and learned lessons through, you had to go and see the polarity of, this is what it is to not have this, or have the negative aspect of that. Oh, now I can see the positive aspect. You see the polarity in it, boom, and you can raise up that level. Your spirit is always guiding you. Your third eye is always there, and how your level of awareness is what we are developing. Your level of awareness of it, so you can get to a certain level of critical mass within that energy, and you can build it and fully take advantage of it and use it for what it's meant for. Once again, this is why I'm teaching the astral projection course, is so you can understand it metaphysically, and then you can get to where you want to be very, very quickly once you understand the metaphysics of it. But it's a product of the spirit. You have to do the practices and get a certain level of understanding and experience so you can take it to the next level, and this is why I'm sharing this. Once again, if you're interested, check out the link in the bio. There's a couple different things you can sign up for. This week, on Saturday, we're starting the Astral Projection Master Course. It's a 10-week course. You get lifetime access to it. We're going to be meeting Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific time. You get lifetime access to the videos. And it's really in depth. We're covering the practice and theory of astral projection and mental wandering. Really direct skills. The foundational practices, always all the way to the advanced practices, and it's life changing. The reason why we're doing this is so you can develop your spirit. How do you place your spirit in a different realm, on a different frequency, different vibration, so you can equalize with it. And it's very, very powerful. It's very, 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 very powerful to be able to do it and to understand the lawfulness of it, because, people have astral experiences, but may not understand that even things you experience in the astral, some of them just ain't it's not real. None of them are actually real. This is a level in the astral you're tuning into. The astral is it's a product of fabricated mind. This is why there's no such thing as non-existence. Everything that exists. There's no such thing as something not existing. It exists astrally. If you want to go into the realm of the mermaids, you can go and experience the realm of the mermaids. And those levels of consciousness there that affect the water element and your thoughts and feelings and emotions that's tied to the water element, you're going to experience it within that. If you go into another aspect of the water element, you might be in a more, fire element type of water, level, right? And then we have like trident spirits and stuff like that. Water element is not all love and peace and and connection and things like that. It's all types of other stuff. You can experience that and equalize with it, so you understand it, and it'll reflect through your subconscious. And this is why we're doing this, so you can develop that level of awareness and understanding and flexibility of your mind, where once again these levels of energy that's part of your psyche and your subconscious, right? They become submissive to your mind. You begin to master them, and you gain a type of immunity from these energies, and it's very, very powerful. So once again, if you're interested, check out the link in the bio. It is the Astral Projection Master Course, which starts this Saturday at 9 a.m. Very, very powerful. I just opened it up. There's already several people signed up, and for anybody that's interested, I think the people that people who have done any of the other courses message me. There's a promo code you can use, and you'll get like 33% off. Anybody that's new, just hit the link. There's payment plans and everything else, but you get lifetime access to it. Looking at some of these comments, so that's an interesting perspective on the water element. Hey, we can get deep. I teach. Listen, when it comes to understanding the elements, and through different traditions, even the Vedic 36 tattvas and elements and the different levels of consciousness and how to overcome and master them or whatever. I've been teaching this and studying this for years, in many different ways. So you look so familiar. What's your name? Everybody say that. I'm a very well-known spirit in this realm and throughout, all the other realms. So, I get that a lot. And my name is RJ. Going to some of these comments. It says, can things happen in the astral where you thought it was real, like sleepwalking, per se? Yeah, for sure. Everything that manifests physically happens in the astral first, but everything that happens in the astral does not manifest physically. Thank God. And once again, this is why you see a lot of, different psychics and stuff that will say, oh, there's this horrible event that's coming up or whatever. And they become sensitive to that because they're part of that dualistic, I think the world is this horrible place that needs to be saved, and they're in that level. So that's what they're sensitive to. They're sensitive to all the dualism and astral war stuff, because that's what they're vibrational match to. But like I said, you can be sensitive to all types of stuff, but it's everything that, your emotional astral body, that's what your belief structures are founded upon, is the astral realm. Everything that you have a label towards an emotional attachment upon is the astral realm. Everything that you have a label towards an emotional attachment upon is the astral realm. Everything that you have a label towards an emotional attachment towards is literally is an astral thing. And a lot of people don't fully understand the astral. It's like a spirit. You have to be able to experience it in many different ways and perspectives to have a grounded level of understanding of what the astral is. And so Looking at some of these comments, is that what it means when people say you look familiar a lot, that you're a well-known spirit? Yeah, for sure. For sure. I was at Manly P. Hall's Philosophical Research Society a couple weeks ago, and one of the women that works there or whatever, just literally like seeing her and talking to her or whatever, like, oh, yeah, I know you. I remember you. And like vice versa. She's like, yeah. Yeah, I remember you too. Just like, in spirit, it's there. And it's really beautiful to have that level of awareness. And, the more you go through the steps of purifying your chi, right, purifying your astral body, the more you can see things as they are, like these feelings of resonance, your ability to literally see, past karma, past incarnations, and to allow that information to kind of bubble up to the surface, past karma, past incarnations, and to allow that information to kind of bubble up to the surface tremendously, and it's very, very beautiful because you start having more and more access to the universal light that's a part of your spirit, not the more lower levels of astral light that you kind of gain through, the early aspects of your life, when you start labeling things and start learning, this is this and that or that, I feel this way about this, and you start building all these astral perceptions. When you purify that, everything becomes more in resonance with your spirit, your karmic stream, the way you view things, your labeling system, all these different things, begin to grow and grow, and the more you release. And that's the most beautiful thing about it. Everybody love this shirt. Thank you. And my girlfriend bought this for me. This came from Amazon. And usually I am wearing like shirts that I actually sell and then design, but not today. And it's funny because every time I wear one of the shirts that she gifted me, everybody's like, oh my God, that shirt is amazing. So, she has good taste. So looking at some of these other comments, and like I said, feel free, ask more questions and stuff. And, I look forward to seeing you guys in this, in this class starting this weekend, because it's very, very powerful. Who doesn't want to, exit their body and develop mental wandering and understanding the astral and developing their intuition and their spirit and things like that, but understanding why you're doing it is very, very important. And my ear has been ringing for like the past 2 minutes. I just want to tell you that. So I don't know who's tuning in to me. But I can feel it. So I think I'm finding it hard to transcend the masculine feminine shields and also understand my role. Equanimity, like I said, developing equanimity, not putting a label on anything. And there's a level of surrender. Remember, when we are growing spiritually, when we are developing higher levels of awareness and even like learning how to, attain nirvana, it's release. To grow spiritually and to attain anything, you're releasing your resistance to it. It's not, oh, I have to gain this skill. No, you're releasing. You're already a vibrational match to everything that is. So you have to release your resistance to that vibrational match. And that's where equanimity comes in. That's what it means to grow spiritually, is you're releasing the resistance to it so you can activate those aspects of your spirit and tune into it. This is where understanding the universal lawfulness and the metaphysics of what you're doing is very, very important. It's very important to be able to do that. Looking at some of these other comments, and once again, feel free, ask more questions. I'll be on here for a little bit longer, so if you have any questions, you might want to get them in now. Says, does Diana, that's a really good one. I'm gonna answer these too as I'm going down. I see a couple good questions. Says, what are some ways we get in our own way spiritually? Just that, we identify too much with the physical body and our resistance to what we want. Because once again, I'm going to reiterate what I just said. You are a vibrational match to the mind of the universe, to infinite intelligence. It's already there. It's part of your Akashic nature. When you overly identify with an aspect of infinity, that's what you experience. So releasing that identity, right? Releasing the resistance to what you want is how you get there. It's not gaining something. You're releasing your resistance to it because you already have it. You are a vibrational match to the mind of the universe, to infinity. The essence of who and what you are is that. So we get in our way a lot. Some of the things that we overly identify with, is very strong. We've identified with it for a very, 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 very long time. And even the things that will literally seek to unalive you will feel uncomfortable letting go of it because you've identified with it for so long. Think about people that smoke cigarettes and they literally walk around smelling like ass. And I'm talking about you. I smoked cigarettes for like 13 years. You walk around smelling like ass and coughing and dirtying up your lungs and killing your everything. And even though it's doing that, it's very hard to let go of. Your body chemistry craves it. It's chemically designed for you to crave it, and you will hold on to it even though it is literally unaliving you and you smell like ass. So think about the emotional things that have that same influence, the thoughts, the labeling of things, the belief structures that have that same exact grounding within your consciousness. So once again, to grow spiritually and to get to where you want to go, it's releasing your resistance to it. You have to put your foot down, develop your spirit, and say, boom, today's the day. I'm releasing this. I'm letting go of this so I can attain this. It's releasing. You want to be a millionaire? Release your resistance to it. Simple as that. And it's literally as simple as that. A lot of people, look at people who are millionaires. Oh, they're an asshole. Or I don't like that they do this. And that's all your resistance. You have resentment towards somebody that's where you want to be. Nothing in you consciously, mentally, astrally, or physically is going to align you to having that if you hold resentment in this energy that's in resistance to being that. You will never get there. But the moment you're able to release that resistance, then new pathways energetically, mentally, astrally, and physically, begin to open up. New neurological pathways begin to open up. But literally, because you have resentment towards or resistance towards that pathway will not open up mentally, emotionally, physically. Your actions will not match that because you have resistance to it. So we get in our own way by overly identifying with the things that's in resistance to where we want to be. The moment you can identify with, the identity of what you want to achieve, then you get there. That's how your reality works anyway. If you identify, oh, I'm a runner or I'm a tennis player, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions will match that of a tennis player. You're going to practice tennis. You're going to buy tennis clothes. You're going to look and be a part of the tennis magazines, and all your friends are going to play tennis and everything else because that's what you identify with. The I identity, the I consciousness. I am blank. That's the mantra. I meaning the totality of who and what you are. Am meaning the sum total of your astral experiences and whatever follows that mantra. That's how it works. I am blank. It's a mantra. I, spirit, mind, light, consciousness, am the sum total of my astral experiences and whatever follows that. I am blank. That's what you get because that's what you identify with, and that becomes your astral experience. So you're infinite. You are infinite. Know that you are infinite and that you can experience the infinity of what is. Do not overly identify. People, I've shared this tons of times. I love to draw. I used to draw all the time. I used to sell my artwork. I used to draw a bunch of Dragon Ball stuff and all types of stuff. And, I would have my artwork and I would show people, especially when I was selling like pieces and stuff like that. And people say, oh my God, that's so amazing. I could never do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Everybody can. There's nobody that can't do it. But if you identify as, oh, I cannot do that, then nothing in you is going to align to it. Nothing in you, mentally, astrally, physically, is going to align to the outcome of you being able to do it because you're identifying with somebody that cannot do it. That's your identity. That's your id entity. Your inner entity. That's what it is. Your identity is of, oh, I can't do that. Your self-image matters completely. This is what gives you your reality. The way you view about yourself, the way you view yourself, Isaiah is one of the fastest runners in America. And, This is my girlfriend's son. Literally, he just won like one of his races, and he's about to go to state and in here in California, in LA County, where there's 15, 16 million people and more runners in this county alone than anywhere else in the U.S. and going to state still. And his self image is, I'm a champion. I got this. Nobody can tell me I can't do this. Like nobody can, in my personal experience, I've always had that too. I've done tons of things in my life, from, owning businesses to, I used to do music and travel and tour and everything else. I opened up one of the first virtual reality arcades in the USA. As a matter of fact, there was none in the USA when I rode up to Toronto to the first two virtual reality arcades in North America, period. And nobody told me I couldn't do it. And then I've done tons of other things, not because I'm super special or that, I'm this, really amazing person. But literally it's because my self-image is like, I know for a fact that anything I put my mind to, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it better than 99% of the people that do it. Anything. And you can't tell me otherwise. There's nothing in me, mentally, astrally, physically, that's in resistance to that. Whatever I put my mind to, I'm going to be one of the best, if not the best at it. And everybody should have that. Like I said, Isaiah has that. And you look at his teammates. His whole team. He's the one of the fastest runners in America. And he has teammates that they don't have that identity. Can they do it? Yeah, they can. But they don't have that self-image. And it's up to you to have the self-love and to, you can program your self-image and, ways to do it. Somebody asked this, right? Somebody asked this earlier, you can program, whether it's through affirmations, whether it's through mantras, whether it's through subconscious programming, hypnotism, whatever you have to do to get your mind in the right space. Everything is a manifestation of the mental realm anyway. And you have the ability to program that in many different ways. Listen to affirmations when you go to sleep. And then you can design your life the way that you want it to be. If you want to go really deep and get there really quickly, join the course. Join the Master Key course. There's tons of content within there. There's hundreds of videos. You get year-long access to it. There's group Zoom meetings. Literally, as we're going through inner alchemy, as we're going through hermetics and psychic development and everything else, you gain the skills to reprogram your DNA, to reprogram and purify your astral body, your astral chi, to refine the frequency of your mind and your spirit so you can tune in to your spirit, your intuition, and allow that to be the guiding light within your life, and you can achieve whatever it is you want. And I mean this in very powerful ways, and like plenty of people in here are in the course. Oh, what up, Augusta? I know I saw you say something earlier, and I didn't say what's up. What's up, Augusta? And it's life changing. It's beautiful, and everybody can do it. But you have to take radical ownership of your experience. You can't be in victim mentality and allow other things to rule over your experience. You are the master of your domain. Everybody. Everything that's in your reality is something that you subconsciously submit to. Everything, 100% of it. I know if you're in an abusive relationship, it's a part of you that says that's okay. If you are poor, there's a part of you that says this is okay. Literally everything within your entire reality, there's a subconscious belief structure there, a label, an identity that allows that thing to be there. You have the ability to change that and experience whatever it is you wish to experience. Everybody has this ability, but you have to take radical ownership over your own experience. You have to be the main character. Do not be an NPC in your own story. Life is a gift. The present moment is called the present because it's a gift. Without a physical body, you cannot develop yourself spiritually in at all. It will take a very long time. It's a blessing and a gift to be here in the physical realm. With being grounded in the lowest density realm, you have the ability to touch the lowest low, but also touch the highest high in one lifetime. You cannot do that at all without a physical body. So take ownership of it. Ascension is being an active participant in your own evolution. That's what it means to ascend. Do not let it happen by chance. Your spirit is always guiding you, and you're going to evolve, whether it's at the same rate as your environment or as quick as possible. You're going to evolve. But if you are an active participant in it, you get there so much quicker. You don't have to come back over and over and over, and your life becomes this really beautiful, magical journey, because that's what it's always been. But your magic might be grounded in gossip and conflict and negative experiences, but in order for you to see it, you have to, release your identity of those negative things. We all know people that's stuck in realms of pessimism, and everything is this negative thing, and they're worried about the next thing that's going to happen, and oh no, the end of the world is coming, and this and that. It doesn't make it true. This is something that they subconsciously align themselves with, and that they truly believe. They're astrally attached to it, and that's what they experience, whether it's true or not. And most of it's a delusion if you're in those realms, but it can be whatever you want it to be. I suggest going into the higher realms and having a non-dual level of experience in which you can see the oneness of all. You can see the infinite intelligence or the universal mind or God in everything, because it is not separate from anything. We are one organism. We are one consciousness. You might be identifying with your physical body and your astral ego and who and what you are, but the essence and who and what you are is connected to everything in all of creation, and it's up to you to open up those channels so you can have a more universal experience. And you can have a life filled with blessings and beauty, or whatever you attach to. It's up to you. It is completely up to you, but I suggest that, you suggest something that's a bit easier on you. So things come with ease and grace and without trials and tribulations, because you can have that, and you can just open yourself up to it. Can you see auras and energy? I teach psychic development. I teach clairvoyance. I teach how to be clairsentient, how to be clairaudient, how to traverse different realms, how to leave your body. I can see all types of stuff, bro. Splishy, I like your name. What a Splishy. And then it's a beautiful process. Once again, if anybody's interested, like I said, I got a couple courses. The newest course starts this Saturday, and it's all based off of astral projection and mental wandering, and you get a bunch of the benefits of the other practices, because the results of astral projecting and mental wandering and training your spirit and the flexibility of your mind branches out into every other aspect of your life. So you get huge amounts of gain and benefit just through that. And thank you, Butterworth, for the follow. So check out the link in the bio for that. This starts Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And it's a 10-week course. You get lifetime access to it. If you miss one of the Zoom meetings, you'll have access to the video library. There's an app that's there that you can check out. And it's really, really beautiful. I also have the Master Key Psychic Ascension program. Now, this is really in depth. Now, we're going into developing equanimity, mastering the elements. Level 2 is direct psychic development, so how to train your clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, different levels of mental wandering and stuff like that. It's really, really deep. There's hundreds of videos it's a bunch of different video libraries. It's a lot of, and you can, you start with like the first 15 in level 1, and then you can skip through. And a part of your spirit activates, because that's what we're training here. You're training your spirit. So your spirit becomes the guiding light in your experience. It's what begins to dominate your thoughts and feelings and actions, not other people's projections, not social media, not literally the light of your mind. The light that you've been cultivating over many incarnations is what begins to be the grounding force and light within your experience, because it's already guiding you. There's always a higher part of your spirit that's guiding you always. This is how your intuition functions. But we're taking a metaphysical approach on activating it, so it becomes a dominating force in your life, and you begin to live more in your spirit, and life becomes easier. It becomes more magical. You begin to see things more on a universal level, more on the non-dual level, instead of a personified level filled with all the dualism and negative karma and stuff that comes from that. So super duper powerful. So if you're interested, you can check that out. If you use the promo code MOON, you'll get 50% off, and you get year-long access to the Master Key program, and you can join. We have Zoom meetings Sundays at 9 a.m. For the Master Key. So not only do you get access to the video libraries, you also get access to the group Zoom meetings and practices, and you also get a copy of my book, Alchemy of a Happy Life, and in PDF form. And it's very, very beautiful, and I'm really grateful to have so many students and to even receive the blessings. And a lot of people tell me, I'm a blessing in their life, and it's really beautiful to hear people's testimonies and stories about how they've developed themselves. And this is why I do it. And it's what fulfills me. And I wish the best for everybody, and that you're able to do the same. You become your own teacher, and that's the goal in everything that I teach. So you can liberate your spirit and you can liberate the spirits of others. And it's very, very powerful. So check out the link in the bio if you want to join into the Master Key course. Once again, use the promo code MOON. You get 50% off, instant access, and you can join the Zoom meetings for that. This Sunday, if you want to join into the Astral Projection course, this is going to be Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific. This starts this Saturday, and there's still spaces left, so you can check out the link for that. If you have been in the course, or even the Awaken Your Inner Genius course before, if you use the promo code Astral, you will get 33% off. Also, thank you, Augusta. Check out the Discord. Check out the link in the bio. The very first link that's in the top, it looked like a little mask or whatever. If you join that, we have a Discord in which there's a few hundred people in there from the course. And there's testimonials on there. You can share your experiences, where you're at, in your journey. People sharing their experiences. There's a lot of talk and discussion on things that we're practicing through the different courses. To give you an overall look at what I teach is a full system of magic, inner alchemy, and ascension. So level 1, once again, is mastering the elements. How do you develop equanimity? Primarily astrally, but mentally and physically. Level 2 is psychic development. How do you develop your psychic senses? Right? And why do you want to do it? Number 1, you want to do it so you can equalize with the formless aspects of creation. There's no way you can understand the formless aspects of your experience if you can't interact with it. It's a product of the spirit. It's not a product of the intellect. So you have to be able to see it, touch it, feel it, hear it, smell it, interact with it so you can begin to understand it. Level 3 is magical invocation. So in Hermetics, right, you're understanding and building a perception of the vibrational scale of the spiritual hierarchy, in which governs the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. Mastering yourself. Self-mastery is mastering the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel, because that's what the spiritual realms are. So through magical invocation, you're literally raising the vibrational scale through the elements, through the astral, through the planetary spheres, through the sun spirit, and then to all the universal non-dual frequencies. Level 4 is the true Kabbalah. In order for you to take full advantage over Kabbalah teachings, you learn directly from the source. You don't get it from a book. You don't get it from another man. You learn how to equalize and learn the universal cosmic language, and even how to speak that language. And it's very, very powerful. Very, 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 very powerful. And the only way you can fully grasp the Kabbalah is if you're trained magically. Now you can understand universal concepts and ideas and everything else. But once again, if you're not trained and psychic and know how to speak magically or enter into equanimity and develop, from that level, then, you're going to have a limited relationship and aspect to what it is. Not saying that it's a negative thing, but you have to literally be able to speak magically, to invoke certain things magically, and able to, in order for you to experience certain things. And this is why I teach step by step, and it's very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So, if you're interested, check out the link in the bio. If you have any questions, you can message me. You can book a one-on-one. But it's very, very powerful. I'm here, to assist you in your journey in any way possible. So that shirt is dope. Natalia, I know you see this. I think you in here too. Anytime I wear one of the shirts that Natalia bought me, I get like 30 comments. I'm like, that shirt is dope. That shirt is amazing. That shirt is beautiful. I think she got it from Amazon. But once again, check out the link in the bio if you're interested. If you want to set up a payment plan or anything like that, I'm here for that. It's not all about money or anything. If you are earnestly seeking to elevate your experience and to master yourself, I'm here to help you if you truly are interested in it. And, that's why I'm here. For the people that like resonate with this, you can do it anyway. Like everything's synchronized. The things that's meant for you, it's there. The things that's meant for you, you'll be able to do it. You'll be open. Cool, I got this, and it's gonna resonate anyway. If you're not to that level yet, I know some people have different things, different karmic stuff they're dealing with or whatever too. Just shoot me a message. This is what I'm here for. Once again, if you want to join the Master Key course, use the promo code Moon. You get 50% off year-long access, and you can start joining in the Zoom meetings this Sunday. If you want to join into the Astral Projection course that starts this Saturday, check that out. If you are already in the course or even joined the Awakening Your Inner Genius course, if you use the promo code Astral, you'll get like 33% off. And yeah, so this is why I'm here. So I'm about to check out some of these comments, and then I'm about to go chill for a second. It says, do you have to master the elements before you develop psychic powers? Yeah, so like I said, every single psychic skill is an astral thing. It's a type of chi. It's an astral chi. Once again, you only experience things astrally through your belief structures. So if you have not developed equanimity or mastery over the elements, then you can perceive things psychically that will not be real. Everybody who's ever done psychedelics, when you have spiritual experiences on psychedelics, you are interacting with your subconscious mind. The things you're a vibrational match to is not the truth. It is not like you'll come into resonance with different levels of truth for the level that you're in. It is not the ultimate truth. It's what you're a vibrational match to. Developing equanimity. Equanimity is a Buddhist term. Franz Barden calls it magical equilibrium. There's other different names for it, but it's a state in which everything becomes still and you bypass your astral filters. And this is where you want to develop your psychic abilities and awareness, is through that level of equanimity, so you can see things clearly for what they are. That's why it's called clairvoyance. It's clear vision, clairaudience, clear hearing, not with your belief structure about what it is. It's having a clean energetic connection to what is on that layer or level that you're sensitive to, and being able to decode it from there. And you can only truly do that through equanimity. That's why so many delusional psychics out there. A lot of, some of the most high level psychics that I've ever seen and met, they're all delusional. And I mean that because they didn't go through the steps of developing equanimity. And especially the ones that are naturally psychic, because they because they think that, oh, I'm naturally psychic, that I'm like this almighty person or anything like that. Well, a lot of them are really delusional, and even the things that they share and attach to is like completely grounded in delusion. Our intuition is only true if you cultivate truth. If you cultivate equanimity, and that's the only way your intuition is grounded in truth. Now, your intuition is always going to guide you for your highest good, for whatever level you're at, but it's not a gauge of truth. So this is where, developing and purifying your chi comes in, so you can have access to higher levels of truth and start going up the vibrational scale. So yeah. Just sharing that. Looking at some of these other comments and stuff before I leave. Once again, for anybody interested, check out the link in the bio. So what do you think of people that do the astral cord cutting rituals? It's like they cut their own cords. I mean, everything that you experience, everything you have a relationship to, is an astral thing there. Especially people, astral is your belief structures and your emotional attachments, right? Your labeling system of things. Everything that you have a strong emotional connection to, you're bound to that thing astrally. That's why it's part of your awareness. You can think, if you like Dragon Ball, you're going to see Dragon Ball everywhere you go. You really love Dragon Ball. Astrally, you're connected to it. You're in that realm astrally. So you're going to see Dragon Ball everywhere. That's what's going to arise in your awareness, in your karma, in your experiences. Your friends are going to like Dragon Ball. You're going to have all these different karmic things tied to this astral attachment of Dragon Ball. And this is what creates your karma. That's why it's very important to purify your chi, right? When you go through the steps of like cutting astral cords, especially when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, there's levels to it. If you've been intimate with a lover, you're attached to them akashically. So a lot deeper than astrally. You can cut the astral cord and, cut off the emotional aspects, but akashically, it's there. It's there. It's very, very hard to let go of the akashic cords and ties, and it affects you throughout time and space. Things that you are working on, akashically, it affects those people too. If anybody has done a lot of, healing aspects, and you separated from somebody you were with for a very long time, you'll look at them or like come across them or something, or, they'll talk to you or whatever, and they'll be like, oh my God, I just went through this, dark night of the soul, and this wonderful stuff has happened. I've learned so much about it because of what you're doing. You're tied to them akashically, and everything you do affects them akashically. Now, astrally, when you cut those cords or whatever, it's literally your attachment that affects your emotions, and a more closer to the physical type of karma that you begin to experience and have that connection to. So it's nothing, there's nothing wrong with doing that, at all. I suggest that you bring every relationship you have into equanimity. Because there's negative karma that comes from having those attachments, and you'll only see your relationship to that attachment. You'll never see it for what it is. The more that you hold on a belief structure or an emotional type of resonance with it, it doesn't mean that you're separating yourself from it initially, but it allows you to see that relationship more for what it is. Think about all the friends you had in the past that weren't good for you. They might have been using you, that literally were like assholes to you, and you couldn't see it because you just really wanted to be their friend. Maybe they had a video game you liked, or a car you liked, or whatever it was, or they had a bunch of females or dudes around, whatever it is, and you were blinded by whatever they had. Look at relationships like that. So being able to demagnetize the astral investment that you have in things allows you to see it more for what it is, because we only see things through our astral perceptions and our astral attachments. That's how you perceive the physical world, and this is what gives you your physical and emotional karma and the things and people you resonate with, even the experiences that you have. So developing equanimity is very, very powerful. It gives you a much deeper, more profound level of freedom within your mind, within your emotions, within your physical experience. And everything I teach is how do you develop that? So you can, your spirit can guide the way, and you become your own teacher. Very, very powerful. So if you want to learn, once again, check out the Discord. The very first link in the little, social media thing or whatever is the Discord. Join that. There's plenty of the community that's there. I'm really grateful to have a community, and then tons of students and everything else is very beautiful. I would love for more people to join. If you want to join in the actual Master Key course, you can check that out. The link in the bio. Use the promo code MOON. You get 50% off, instant access, and you get access to the group Zoom meetings. It's hundreds of videos in there, and I go through the whole process, and then you start waking up parts of your spirit, and you become your own teacher. It's very beautiful. The next course that we're doing starts this Saturday, and once again, it's astral projection and mental wandering mastery, and it's a 10-week course. You'll have lifetime access to it, as well as additional content. We have an app, whole video libraries and everything else. So check out the link in the bio for that. If you've been in the course and you want to join in for the astral projection course, use the promo code Astral, and you'll save like 33% off of that. And I look forward to seeing you guys, on that. But other than that, I apologize if I didn't get to everybody's questions or anything. I look forward to seeing some of you guys in the Zoom meetings. Definitely looking forward to our Kabbalah class this Wednesday. But other than that, I hope you all have a very, very, very blessed and beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you guys later. Okay? Peace.